Hey folks, this is ioether and we're back with some League of Legends. So this is actually me playing a ranked game with Morgana. Morgana is actually my main support. She's turned into one of my favorite champions to play. I used to truly enjoy Janna, however, in recent times the ability to black shield like a Thresh Hook or Blitz Pull,
Feel my pain.
even a Zenith Blade from Leona is just so much fun to watch the other support go, wait, what? Why didn't that work? So I've developed a great respect for playing Morgana, and if I can, this is my best way to go up in ranked, and absolutely love playing support. I don't know if you guys have seen me play too much support lately or ever. I absolutely adore not having to worry about CSing and just concentrating on throwing down traps and snares and, you know, pushing people out of lane, bullying people without having to worry about if I'm supposed to be the one who's, you know, killing all the CS and whatnot.
They will suffer.
So I always drop a ward in this bush here. You can clip that over the wall, even though
Minions have spawned.
As far as every indication goes, you can't get that ward over the wall. You can just clip it over, it'll be fine. It's the same as a flash going over. As long as it gets most of the way over, the game just kind of forces the trinket into the correct position, and so that means that we can do a better leash for our jungler and still walk to lane through the bush as per normal, you know, without having to worry about being cheesed and ganked or whatever, right? So my ADC is deciding to walk around either because he didn't realize the bush was warded or just because he wanted to be safer. Either way, it's going to mean we're going to miss a minion when we get to lane, and we come in and they were waiting in that bush, and for whatever reason Thresh either didn't pick his hook first or didn't decide to go on us. I don't really know what happened, but for whatever reason they just didn't really attack us. They definitely had the upper hand right there and could have dealt a significant chunk of damage, but they didn't. So, oh well, I'm glad they didn't, but you know, not going to dwell on it for too long. Caitlyn is pushing up, and I'm staying back, there we go, until I knew what Thresh had picked for his first skill. And now apparently he didn't get his hook until just then at level 2, so that's going to be, well, it's not going to be great. And until I get my pool at level 2, I'm effectively null and void. I'm just here to defend my ADC and make sure that Tristan stays at danger. Now, I don't know if you guys realize what the matchups are here. So we have Jax and Nasus top lane, obviously Morgana and myself, Tristana against Caitlyn and Thresh bottom lane. It's Heimer versus our Akali mid lane, and our jungler is Nocturne, and I forget who theirs is. But at some point we will see him, I'm sure. At that point, I will either tell you or you'll know the details, right? So, yeah, so far the game's going not great, not badly. I'm trying to get picks off and mostly just trying to harass the enemy. I love throwing down my pool and watching people walk through it because it almost always gets me all 3 stacks off of my Spell Thief's Edge, and that will always grants me a lot of gold.
I'll have my revenge.
So that was probably actually a great time to throw out a snare onto Caitlyn, but I wasn't paying attention. I was too worried about the Thresh Hook. And I really need to throw a trinket in that bush so that we have vision of him. I think that snare actually made contact. No, it didn't. I didn't.
Feel my pain.
If it did, I didn't notice the gold stack up on me, so Ooh, that shield was a little bit late. Thankfully the hook was off. And this is kind of a problem where you put that trinket in that bush, because just putting a trinket in the very end of the bush won't see the whole bush. You can still have enemies hide in there. So I threw my trinket down in there to make sure that everything was going to be safe. And now that we're starting to push out, I really do need to get the river warded. So that's my next goal. There we go. Now I know we're safe. We're much safer to lane, and the Thresh is in the bush, but that doesn't matter because I can just jump on Caitlyn and do a whole bunch of damage to her. And now she's going to have to farm really carefully and use that range to her advantage. Because if we keep poking her down, then she's going to die. And this is a problem. So now I'm just going to work on zoning out Caitlyn and trying to keep her away from the minions as best I can. I don't want her to get any more CS than I have to let her get. And anytime she has to use an ability to get CS, that's gold. Now I managed to land the binding and the pool, so that was actually a good chunk of damage on the Thresh. And he wasted his hook, so that means he's not dangerous for the next few minutes. Next few seconds or so. It takes about 14 seconds for that hook to come off cooldown. So that's 14 seconds that we can use to our advantage. Fortunately, we're going to get forced out of lane fairly soon, if we're not very careful. Good word from Trist, make sure we can see that bush. And my trinket's coming off cooldown a little bit. I'm going to end up warding the bush I'm currently standing in. That I should have shielded, but I'm going to have to flash. And she flashes, and the heal from Tristana keeps me alive. That should be a kill on Tristana. I come in, I'm trying to, binding didn't land, sadly. But I was trying to force Thresh back off Tristana. And I'm recalling now because I really do need to get back to base. I should not be at. Now Akali came up from behind Thresh, and they should get a kill off on him fairly easily.
An enemy has been slain.
So I got 2 Fairy Charms boots, upgraded my Spell Thief's Edge, and picked up a ward. I would have liked to have grabbed a potion or 2 on that back, but it was more important for me to get the ward than the potion, as the ward will keep us safe more than a potion will, or even 2 potions for that matter. So Trist really does need to go back. Just forget the last farm and go back. I'm gonna guard lane and harass Caitlyn as much as I can. I haven't seen their jungler yet, so either he hasn't shown up on the map, or more likely I'm just not paying attention. Either way, he hasn't shown up in the bot lane yet. That ward is about to die. I'm just gonna run up and place the other one next to it, because by the time that ward actually runs out, the lane will be pushed up far enough that I'd be in danger. So I did want to get a 3-minute ward into that bush, and pinging the bush to make sure our jungler knows that there's a ward there, and not to bother coming through the river. I mean, he's Nocturne, so he can pretty much teleport in from wherever he wants to. And now I'm just trying to push the lane back, or hold the lane, freeze it as best I can, and let Trist get some farm.
I'll have my revenge.
I was afraid of a Thresh hook right there, so I preemptively black shielded. As it turned out, no Thresh hook inbound, so that's okay. You will notice that I'm maxing my black shield first, and that's something I always do on support Morgana, especially against a enemy support that has some sort of hook on him. That's so the cooldown comes down, and so it increases the effectiveness of the shield. I would much rather make sure my ADC is never hooked, rather than get more damage off of the enemy. Now, good, time for a Nocturnal. It didn't come down. Ooh, look at that, there's Warwick. That is, of course, their jungler. Signaling Trist and throwing down Pool, just to kind of push Thresh out of, wanting to come in. As long as Warwick is still here We really do need to be careful. Unfortunately, I just used my black shield to do something stupid, and so unfortunately used my ultimate to try and scare these hits off. And that's what I was doing, just throwing down my ultimate. That... I was hoping the black shield might stop it. I was fairly certain it would. Oh, there's Warwick, and this is my bad. I should have known that Warwick would try and come around. It was very obvious. I should have had my trinket in the bush, and we should have come back farther than just behind the tower. That was my bad. I failed my support, or my ADC there, and because of that, Warwick got a couple kills, but oh well. Nothing I can do about that. I'm just gonna buy my chalice, and yeah, so we're not gonna sell my trinket at this point in time. One of the things that every sport needs to remember to do is as soon as you buy a sight stone or have a decent amount of wards on you, sell that trinket immediately. Get a sweeping trinket so you can start to eliminate enemy vision. Are really key to winning this game. There we go. There's Nocturne pushing out some vision. Unfortunately, we couldn't snag whoever that was as they recalled, and now our team's pinging Dragon. And because we know bot lane just recalled, we know mid lane isn't there. I got a ward down on that side. They got a ward over there. We're gonna go and grab this Dragon. And you can argue I probably shouldn't be using my snare to kill this dragon, but we do need to secure it as fast as possible. And Trist, in the meantime, is just pushing lane. Make sure that she doesn't miss any farm while we're getting the dragon. And she didn't really need my help. So just throw down the pool. And I'm trying to keep the pool off the minions. I don't want to push the wave with my pool, because that might accidentally steal farm from Tristana. I really do just want to drop it right on enemy champions and hurt them without hurting the wave. So that's my goal. Sadly, that shot at binding just missed, and yeah, oh well. Now there's Warwick again, and this time we're going to be a little bit more careful, right? We're going to fall back. Good. And Warwick just runs away. You can see him off mid lane, unfortunately killing our Akali. Though she got a 1-for-1 trade, so I guess it turned out okay. Not the best, but okay. And there is top tower down, that's good. That's going to increase the pressure on the map. That means our jungler can now roam bot more often, because yeah, he hasn't actually been down here once. He's been keeping top and happy and occupied. We've been doing all the work down here by ourselves. I don't remember if we asked for a gank at any point in time, but either way, we're just gonna push on through, and we're gonna step on that trap because we have the time, and because I know Thresh isn't in the area. And by the time he is in the area again, I'll have my shield back up.
Without mercy.
Throwing down that ward, I tried to throw it down at an angle so that nobody could see the little whiffs through the air when so I'm going to be forced to use my ult here. Yeah, to try and get Thresh off my ADC and manage to pin him in place. And Akali's coming in from behind us, just uses her healing, and everybody gets away without any kills, which is saddening because I would have rather gone all in and like killed myself for a couple of kills, but oh well, it doesn't really matter. Put the shield on Akali, make sure she can get straight through to enemy Caitlyn, and then I missed that binding, which is really dumb. So I ended up exhausting him so that Trish could finish him. And now we're just going to push the wave and try and take this tower. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade because Heimer just grabbed our mid tower. And slightly pressing, but oh well.
destroyed a turret.
And I stepped on a trap. Lovely. That's exactly what I wanted to do right there. Step on a trap. Now Trista is going back because she's low health. I'm not, so I'm just going to push on with Akali and help her try and take down the timer. Now shielding means that I didn't get an assist on that, but I did actually absorb a lot of damage from the ultimate with my shield, so that turned out not bad.
I'll have my revenge.
And since Akali's going back, I might as well get Sun's Farm. I'm just gonna drop my black pool, kill a couple of creeps with it, and go back. Mostly just gaining experience and making sure the lane is pushing. No point in having that wave pushing towards us. Might as well push it towards the enemy, have it reset, and come back at us. I've been getting in the habit of buying a Mikhail's instead of a Fiend's, because the Mikhail's grants you the healing ability, which is very nice. Unfortunately, we're about to lose our bot tower. It's just, without me there was no way Trish could defend it. And of course I picked up my Sight Stone and Sweeping Lens. So that's good. Now I'm not going to get down to be a part of this battle right now, unless it goes on for a lot longer, which I don't think it will. Akali and Trish murdered Thresh, and everyone else ran away. So I'm just gonna throw down a pool, am I? Yeah. And then try and make sure Trish gets as much of this as possible. Her passive does. That's gonna be a problem. I do have my ult, so ult just to slow them down as much as possible. Triss gets a kill out of it, and now she's gonna have to run. Unfortunately, Jack's flashed, so yeah, good ultimate right there. Unless she flashes at some point, she's going to be in trouble. Oh, good hook from Thresh to secure the kill on Tristana. Oh well, that's saddening, but nothing I can do about it.
Has destroyed a turret.
Now, should we be picking up my spell pen boots right now? No, don't pick up that. That's a bad idea. Why would you do that? Yes, pick up those. And then the next time I actually need is my
without mercy.
Seeker's Arm Guard, as I need to start building my so that I can be more effective in fights. Good job. This should be a dead Warwick. And Thresh is trying to go in on Akali, but he doesn't realize that she's much more powerful than he is. And I want to get a shield on her. Because I wanted to get the shield on her so I could steal an assist. It wasn't like, you know, I was stealing gold off anyone else. It would have just been a friendly, so I just shielded Nasus there to make sure that, well, if Caitlyn ulted or anything like that, he wouldn't die.
Feel my pain.
Just want to throw a ward behind us, make sure we're not going to get, you know, flanked or anything, and then our entire team is going towards dragons, so I'm just going to throw wards around, and then sweep the area, and go in to help with the kill. I believe you get bonus gold and bonus experience if you're actually participating in the dragon kill, so that's why I want to throw in a basic attack there, just to make sure I got part of that, if that's true and I'm not crazy. I am ordering my items around because it's much easier for me to hit the 1 through 5 keys than it is to hit the 6 and 7 keys, tiny little hands and all. But
they will suffer.
I really do need to change that at some point. I actually need to change it so 7 is actually 2 or something like that, so I can push the buttons much easier. Just throwing a ward over there to make sure we're not going to get ambushed, and throwing a shield on Akali, assuming she's going to go in on somebody, and maybe I'll get an assist this way. As it turns out, she goes in on everybody and gets herself killed. that probably wasn't a great idea. Just gonna make sure they have a hard time chasing us. And throw down a pool so I can get a little bit of gold off them chasing us. And that flash hook.
They will suffer.
Not gonna hit me. And that was mostly just because I was barely out of range. Overestimated the range of this hook, and for that, I managed to get a flash hook. Now this is a great time for a timer to come down, and so I flash hooked myself so I can absorb some damage from it. And now I'm just gonna get out of here. There's no point in me being on the front lines anymore. Might as well let Nasus take that duty. Want to make sure we don't get ambushed. And that spell shield from... Oh, that. Oh man, just horrible. The stairs, the minions. The spell shield to probably make sure she survives. And I did so just in time for her to get hooked, which she thankfully lived through. And just a sec while I take a drink. Oh, talking non-stop for 21 minutes. Apparently it'll dry your throat out. Who knew, right? So now Akali's gonna go get the farm bot, and I'm gonna follow my ADC, because the #1 rule of support is always follow your ADC. So they're gonna engage on us. I'm just gonna take Thresh out of this fight, and as it turns out, I take Heimer out of this fight as well. And I'm gonna live. Good. Because I managed to take Thresh and Heimer out, the rest of our team cleaned up their team fairly easily, and then I was able to just delay them and run. I got some of the kills, and they should be able to just clean this up. Trista's gonna run there, and I'm just gonna stick around and make sure she's okay. Because if I have to give my life to save my ADC, then that's my job, and I will do it gladly. I have enough cash, I should be able to buy my Seekers when I get back to base, and that should be my next buy. Yeah, no, don't you dare buy that crap. No. Thank you. Yeah, I could just type in Seekers, couldn't I? Or I could go the long way.
They will suffer.
Also wanted to grab a pink board so I could start warding up Baron and Dragon. And this almost works. Except, I think, yeah, Warwick comes around the other side, and now Fleetwood's in trouble. And at this point I know I can't help them, I need to just stay mid. She's either going to get out or she doesn't. In this case she doesn't. There's nothing I could have done, so there was no point in me spending my time walking up there. One of the things that everybody really does need to learn to do more often is look at a situation and go, okay, my ally just got caught, is it worth me going in? Because so many times I have done it myself where I've followed an ally in when they're certainly dead. Followed them into certain death and just got myself killed. And that's just bad, don't do that. So now we have very little vision on the map, and I really do need to start throwing down my wards.
I'll have my revenge.
Excuse me, so that's what I'm gonna go do now. Drop a pink near Dragon, and then start warding up their jungle. Jax is coming down, and if I had my flash, I probably wouldn't flash that wall. But again, this is a time where these two are probably dead, and I'm coming over here in a desperate attempt to save them. And if this goes even well for me, then I'm probably going to just get myself in trouble. As it turns out, the enemy pulled back, and yeah, everything went amazing. So spray that bush to make sure it's safe. And Nasus is still here. So going in to try and assist him, put that shield on him so he can't be stunned. Lock Jax down. That's dead Jax. Jax was dead as soon as both Nasus and I went in there, and Akali swept around from the other side. But he did try and kill me to get something out of that. See Warwick running away, or I don't know. I guess he's not quite certain what he should be doing. Either way. So I'd like to throw a Black Shield on Nasus because he is going in there and taking all the damage. And people are wasting so much stuff trying to get through that Black Shield right now. And no, sadly I didn't get the snare off, but I did get the pool off to make sure that well, I'm dead. I'm so dead. But I threw my ult down just to try and get some slow off as well as get participation in some of these kills. Unfortunately, this is probably just going to be a team cleanup here. So I'm gonna go back and buy it because yeah. I am $100 off my Zillion. Oh no, we popped a turret. That's cool. Why? Why am I? Yeah, there we go. That's the right buy. Sorry, I meant to say $100 off my needlessly large rod. And now I'm gonna go top and try and clean up some of this mess. These two stuck around way too long, and now they're probably she gets a kill. Unfortunately, she gets killed, and buff transfer complete. Right?
My revenge.
Hey, all the farm, all the farm. Managed to screw up those 3 minion or melee kills, but get a bunch of farm off this. Now I'm only a couple hundred away from getting my Zonias complete, which will be very, very handy.
Feel my pain.
So I can't push much farther than this by myself because of the fact that walking into enemy territory by yourself as a support is just a dumb idea.
Your turret has been destroyed.
And apparently Nasus is telling me not to farm because I'm a support. I didn't notice that in-game, and I'm just going to completely ignore it, considering the fact that no one else was up there. I need to farm, so go away. Wasn't in danger, I wasn't taking anyone else's farm. It was there, I took it, shut up, go away. So again, Trist is back there, so I'm going to stick with Nasus and try and harass Heimer as much as I can. Looks like Nocturne is going in. I need to be with him. Turrets are problematic, so I'm just going to throw down Pool and try my best to kill some of them. That's a giant turret of death, so there's no point in going anywhere near it. We're just going to let Heimer's ult run out without hitting anybody. And yeah. Without throwing down Pool and watching like 3 people walk through. That's great. Okay, so Jax, I guess, thought that bush was well, he didn't realize it was worded, so he went in there and we could be able to catch him, but sadly no. Throwing out Pool and letting people walk through it again. Money for our king, $30 there. That's awesome. I'll take that. Now Akali gets caught out by Warwick here. Nocturne goes in, and I realize that Jax is coming in behind me, so it's more important that I take out Jax here than anything else. Jax is one of their best fighters who needed to die. Unfortunately, Morgana and pathing just failed me right there. And so yeah. Didn't get a piece of that kill, didn't get the black shield off on the right person. Oh well. If the pathing had been a little bit better, and I hadn't tried to walk around stupid wall the long way, then I could have got that binding off on Thresh. Killed him faster. Whatever. It all went according to plan. I hate that wall the long way. So now we're going to push through, and this is probably going to be the beginning of the end. At this point in time, we have to get out of there. There's no reason to stick around. I'm going to throw my Pool down to discourage somebody from pushing out. It also tells me if they're pushing out. And our team is deciding to go for Baron right now. This is not a great idea, but obviously this is what my team's going to do, so I have to be here. Just going to try and throw down some wards and try and get this place warded. You know, do my best to help these guys with there. This goes badly as soon as we really start, and Thresh comes in. So Nocturne is in there and dying. There's nothing I can do about it. Oh, he gets out. You know, throw my thing back, and now this is where this goes very, very badly. I have my flash and my ult, so I'm gonna ult and flash the wall. And what it does is it makes sure that I can safely complete my ult. I'm just gonna harass Warwick while I run out of there. Unfortunately, I think Nasus is probably dead. There's nothing I can do about that. I'm gonna watch this fight. And it goes, not great. Whatever was slowing Nasus down was effective enough for Thresh to get out of there for the most part. I still am. This is I don't know, from a couple. This must be from a few days ago, because for some reason I'm still getting that horrible gold income item. Whereas on my newer games, I've realized that that's just not worth the price I'm paying for it. So I'm just skipping getting the last bit of the Frost Claims clean. I'm just going to the second upgrade, keeping that for as long as I can, like you would a Doran's Blade or a Doran's Shield, and then I'll sell it when I need to finish up my build. But I'm not buying this Frost Claims claim anymore. If I need another gold income item, I'll grab myself a Shrelia's, or whatever it's called now. Talisman of Ascension.
Without mercy.
So, for whatever reason, our team was starting to rage at each other here, or somebody was raging at me, I don't really remember. So, I just started meeting people, because really, there's no point in listening to somebody going on, you know, like that when I'm depressed that I missed that binding.
Without mercy.
I am glad that he decided to run back through it. And I was trying to get close enough to shield Nasus, but it wasn't going to happen with the pathing. So I threw my binding over the wall and finally smells from Nasus. And these two just take down everyone else. And they're starting to back really well. Throwing binding just as Warwick decided to come back in on Nasus. So it froze him in place right on top of my pool, and just gonna heal Nasus because I want him to continue to be with us. I thought he was teleporting back to base, but now he's just trying to get into the fight a little bit sooner. Good Heimer ult, but this is gonna be the end of the game. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for hitting that like or subscribe button. I'll see you next time. This is ioether out.